When them store shelves go empty, and you've seen it happen, haven't you? This is where I'll be standing. Right here. Come on in. Let me show you my year of food. Every bit of it put up the old Appalachian way. And by the end, I'll show you how to build your own. While everybody else is fighting over the last cans at the store, I don't go to the store. I go to my cellar. My people lived through hard times that break most folks today. No money, no store for miles, roads snowed shut for weeks, no power. And they never feared going hungry a single day because they kept a whole year of food put up at all times by their own hands. Not bought, made. So let me walk you through my stores, shelf by shelf, and show you exactly how it's done. I'm Pawpaw Silas. Now here's the difference between my year of food and what everybody else shows you. The fellows on the internet want to sell you fancy buckets and freeze-dried pouches that cost a fortune. That's fine if you've got the money, but my people didn't have a dime, and they kept a year of food anyway, with salt and jars and a hole in the ground and know-how. That's what's in my cellar, and that's what I'm giving you. The way that don't depend on money or the store or the power staying on. The way that can't be taken from you. So come on, let me walk you through it, shelf by shelf. You start with the foundation, the two things that'll keep a body alive through anything. Beans and grain. This is the bottom of the whole pyramid. The folks who study this reckon a grown person needs somewhere around 300 to 400 pounds of grain a year. That's your corn, your wheat, your rice, and about 30-40 pounds of dried beans. Sounds like a mountain, but it's cheap as anything, and it keeps near forever. Dried beans and whole grain, kept cool and dry and sealed away from the bugs and the damp and the mice, will last you years and years, some of it decades. The old folks kept theirs in the corn crib and in tight bins and barrels. You keep yours sealed up in something airtight, somewhere cool and dark. Beans and cornbread kept these mountains alive through every hard winter there ever was. A body can live and work on that alone. That's your foundation. Get that laid first, and you're already most of the way to never going hungry. Next, the root cellar, and this is the heart of it. Your refrigerator that needs no power at all. It's just a room dug back into the cool earth, or a cellar under the house, where the ground holds it at about 50 degrees all year round. Cool in summer, above freezing in winter, no electric needed. And in that cool dark, the old folks kept the harvest for months. Potatoes, apples, cabbages, turnips, winter squash, onions, all laid in careful, not touching, so one bad one wouldn't spoil the rest. A good cushaw squash keeps clear till February. Apples keep for months. That's fresh food, all winter, with no power and no store. If it all went dark tomorrow, the folks with a root cellar full of harvest wouldn't miss a meal. You don't need a fancy one, even a cool corner of a basement or a barrel sunk in the ground will do to start. Now here's how the old folks caught a whole summer's garden and kept it on a shelf for winter. Canning. And I've got to give you one serious safety word on this one, so listen close. Canning is how you put up everything the garden gives in July to eat in January. Green beans, tomatoes, corn, greens, even meat, sealed in glass jars that keep for years on a shelf. A cellar wall lined with jars is a beautiful sight, and it's a year of eating right there. Now here's my serious word, and don't you skip it. Canning done wrong, especially with low-acid foods like beans and meat, can grow a poison that'll kill you, botulism, and you can't see it or smell it. So you do not guess at this. You learn the proper tested way with the right pressure canner and the right times from a trusted source. Do it right, and it's safe as anything, and it'll feed your family for years. Do it wrong, and it's deadly. The old folks learned it careful by being taught proper, and so must you. Respect it, learn it right, and canning will keep you fed through any winter that comes. Now, meat. How do you keep meat with no freezer, no power? The way folks did it for thousands of years, salt and smoke. You pack the meat in salt, or you smoke it low and slow in a smokehouse, and it'll hang and keep for months, a year even. No cold needed. A salt-cured ham, a side of bacon smoked in the fall, fed a family clear through to summer. This is real knowledge, and it's not hard, but it's got to be done right too. The right salt, the right way. So learn it proper, but understand, the freezer's only been around a blink of time. For all of history before it, folks kept their meat with salt and smoke, and it works just as good today. A crisis that takes the power don't touch a salt-cured ham one bit. And the simplest way of all needs no jar and no salt and no cellar, drying. You take the water out of food, and the rot's got nothing to work with, so it keeps. The old folks strung their green beans up whole to dry into leather breeches. They dried apples into rings and leather. They dried corn and pumpkin and herbs, all hung up in the warm, dry air till the moisture was gone, then stored away in a sack or a jar. Come winter, you soak it and cook it, and it comes right back to life. It's near free, it's easy, and it takes no power at all. Drying is where a beginner ought to start. It's the most forgiving of all the old ways. Now here's the secret the prepper fellas with their fancy buckets miss entirely. The one thing that ties all this together and makes it truly safe. It's this: the old mountain folks didn't just store food, they could make more. A stored-up year of food runs out in a year, but a garden and saved seed and a few animals and the know-how to preserve what they give, that never runs out. That's the difference between a prepper with a closet full of pouches that'll be empty in a year and a mountain family that could feed itself forever. So yes, put up your year of food, beans, and grain, and a full cellar and jars and cured meat. That's your safety net, your cushion, and it'll carry you through near anything. But the real security, the thing that truly takes the fear away for good, is knowing how to grow it and put it up your own self, year after year. Store food and you're fed for a year. Learn these old skills and you're fed for life. That is the answer the old folks found, and it's why they were never afraid. So that's it. That's how a mountain family kept a year of food with no store, no money, no power, and never knew a hungry day. Beans and grain for your foundation, a root cellar for your harvest, jars and salt and smoke and drying to catch the rest, and a garden and the know-how so it never runs out. You do a little of that, and that knot in your stomach goes away for good. The old folks weren't afraid of hard times because they'd made themselves ready for 'em quietly with their own two hands, a jar and a bean and a ham at a time. You can do the very same, starting this week, starting small. Put up a little, learn one old way, plant one row, and you'll sleep easier than you have in a long while, knowing that whatever comes, you and yours will eat. Tell me down in the comments what you've put up or what you're going to start with. I read every one, and I've got more of the old ways to share. I'll put another right up on your screen. I'm Papa Silas. Come set with me again.